Cop aggressively detains black judge. What happens next ends his career on the spot. The alley smelled of damp concrete and regret. Judge Marcus Ellison, a towering figure in both stature and reputation, had just left the courthouse, his mind heavy with the day's rulings. At 52, he'd spent decades navigating a world that often judged him before he could judge it. His dark skin, his sharp suits, his unyielding commitment to justice, they made him a beacon in Atlanta's legal community, but also a target. Tonight, as he walked toward his car, his law clerk, Aisha, trailed behind, her heels clicking against the pavement, her arms wrapped around a stack of case files. The patrol car screeched to a halt before they could react. Officer Daniel Hargrove, a wiry man with a buzz cut and a scowl, leapt out, his hand already on his holster. His partner, Officer Rivera, followed, slower, his face unreadable. "Hands up! Now!" Hargrove barked, his voice slicing through the evening air. Marcus froze, his heart pounding, not from fear but from the sickening familiarity of the moment. Aisha gasped, dropping her briefcase, papers fluttering like wounded birds. "What's this about?" Marcus asked, his voice calm but edged with steel. He kept his hands raised, palms open, a gesture he'd mastered long before he wore a robe. Hargrove's eyes narrowed, his grip tightening on his gun. "You match the description. Armed suspect, robbery nearby. Don't move." The lie was flimsy, but Marcus knew better than to argue. Not here, not now, not with a man whose badge seemed to pulse with unchecked power. Aisha stepped forward, her voice trembling but fierce. "He's Judge Ellison, from the Superior Court. You're making a mistake." Hargrove's gaze flicked to her, dismissive. "Stay back, ma'am, or you're next." He shoved Marcus against the brick wall, the rough surface scraping his cheek. The judge's jaw clenched, but he stayed silent, his dignity a shield against the indignity. Rivera hovered nearby, his hand twitching, as if caught between duty and doubt. The alley seemed to shrink, the tension coiling tighter with every second. Hargrove's radio crackled, but he ignored it, his focus locked on Marcus. "You think you're untouchable, huh? I know your type." The words dripped with venom, each syllable a reminder of the divide that still scarred the city, the country. Marcus's mind raced not to his own safety, but to Aisha, to the countless others who'd faced this moment without a title to protect them. He'd seen it in his courtroom. Young black men, their lives derailed by a single encounter, their futures stolen by a system that too often failed them. Then a twist. A figure emerged from the Shadowsa teenage boy, no older than 16, his hoodie pulled low, a phone in his hand. "Yo, I'm recording this," he shouted, his voice cracking with defiance. His name was Jamal, a kid Marcus vaguely recognized from a community outreach program. Jamal's camera caught every angle. Hargrove's aggression, Marcus's restraint, Aisha's anguish, Rivera's hesitation. The boy's presence shifted the air, a spark in a powder keg. Hargrove spun toward him, furious. "Put that down, kid, or I'll..." But Jamal didn't flinch, his phone steady, his eyes blazing with a courage born of too many nights like this. The video stream went live, uploaded to a local activist group's page. Within minutes, notifications pinged across the city. Lawyers, reporters, citizens, they all saw it. A black judge, a pillar of justice, humiliated by a cop who saw only skin. The alley became a stage, and Hargrove, unwittingly, the villain. Rivera finally stepped forward, his voice low. "Dan, ease up. This ain't right." But Hargrove doubled down, cuffing Marcus's wrists, the metal biting into his skin. The crowd grew. Phones multiplied, their lights piercing the dusk. Aisha, tears streaking her face, shouted Marcus's credentials again, her voice carrying over the murmurs. Someone in the crowd recognized him, a juror from a recent case, and the whispers spread. "That's Judge Ellison." The name became a chant, a shield, a weapon. Hargrove's face paled, but his pride held firm. He yanked Marcus toward the patrol car, oblivious to the storm he'd unleashed. Then came the second twist. Captain Elaine Brooks, Hargrove's supervisor, arrived, her SUV skidding to a stop. She'd been alerted by the viral stream, her phone buzzing with calls from the mayor's office. Brooks, a black woman who'd clawed her way up the ranks, stepped out, her expression a mix of fury and exhaustion. She knew Marcus had testified in his courtroom years ago. "Hargrove, stand down," she ordered, her voice cutting through the chaos. He hesitated, his defiance crumbling under her glare. "Now." The cuffs came off. Marcus rubbed his wrists, his eyes locked on Hargrove, not with hatred but with a weary understanding. The officer's career was over, not because of a single video, but because the world had seen what Marcus had always known. Power unchecked breeds injustice. Brooks turned to the crowd, her voice steady. "Go home. We'll handle this." But the people stayed, their phones still rolling, their presence a silent demand for accountability. In the days that followed, Hargrove was suspended, then fired. The department faced protests, lawsuits, and a reckoning long overdue. Marcus returned to his bench, his rulings sharper, his resolve unbreakable. Aisha, shaken but unbroken, took on more pro bono work, inspired by Jamal's bravery. And Jamal? He became a quiet hero, his video a catalyst for change, a reminder that justice sometimes starts with a single voice. Marcus sat in his chambers one evening, staring at the city skyline. He thought of his father, a janitor who'd faced the same slurs, the same suspicion, yet never lost faith in people's capacity for good. Marcus wondered if Hargrove might one day see it too, not as punishment, but as a chance to rebuild. The thought didn't erase the pain, but it offered hope. The story closes with a question for you. Was justice served when Hargrove lost his badge? Or does true change demand more from us all? Share your thoughts below.